In a world bereft of Yu-Gi-Oh content and card game stories, two men rise up to take on the challenge.
One podcast.
The only podcast on the internet. This is the Pod of Greed.
Welcome back, guys. It's Thursday.
Wednesday for us.
I had to go along with that. I didn't know what Alec was going to do.
I just be winging
They're
it.
different every week.
I try. I do try.
We hope you're all having a really good one, though. This week, there's actually Yu-Gi-Oh news for a change.
It comes in like batches, you know.
Yeah, some exciting stuff. But we also have other stories, too.
We got some nonsense.
Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense. There's some meta glasses, some GTA 6, some One Piece. Just a lot of things.
Yeah.
So before we get into all of it, of course, we would appreciate it.
Put your ones up.
Ones in the chat if you're listening to YouTube Premiere.
Gang, rise up.
If you're not, that's okay too. Just leave a thumbs up on the video.
Leave a comment.
Share it. Hype it.
If you're on mobile.
Yeah, if you're on mobile, hype the video. I think YouTube still has that feature. It does help.
I hyped the video yesterday.
Good, yeah. It sends it to more people, so it'd be cool. Yeah, and of course you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify or anywhere else, we would love good ratings there as well. Okay, so there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff going on. But I think that it'd be best to start with a feel-good story.
Oh.
So
A feel-good Yu-Gi-Oh story?
Yeah, if such a thing exists. This one comes to us from, it's kind of weird. It comes from Dexerto, but basically it's just a Reddit thread that kind of resurfaced lately and everybody's been talking about it. Yu-Gi-Oh fan gifts his dad battle-themed cards to keep him safe during deployment. And it's basically this story. It's like a Reddit post where this guy says, when I was 9 years old, my dad was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. I gave him these Yu-Gi-Oh cards to keep him safe. They've been in his wallet for 12 years. And he came back and he shows this picture of the cards. There are 5 very old, beat-up Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they're warrior-themed.
They are.
They are Order to Charge, Reinforcement of the Army, the Warrior Returning Alive, which I think that's very sweet.
That's an important one.
Reinforcements, and also just Dark Flare Knight, which I think is probably maybe just his favorite fusion.
It's like, my dad's Dark Flare Knight. He has a sword and a shield and...
Yeah, and so his dad kept these cards on his person for the whole big period of his deployment, and I thought that was really...
I hope that, that their dad's actually like someone who's like does combat, because there are people in the military who are janitors.
That's true, but even still, the sentiment is...
It's nice. It's nice. I don't want to take away from the niceness of the moment. I just have this compulsive need to try to make a joke out of everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that was kind of the feel-good story that we start with. But more importantly, there is actual Yu-Gi-Oh news that's been kind of going around. First of all, they have announced updates to the prizing for this season of YCS events.
Okay, what we got?
This is always a pretty big deal because, Yu-Gi-Oh prize support is such a hot topic, right? People kind of like to say that Yu-Gi-Oh prize support sucks or that it's amazing.
It has sucked in the past. That is true.
Yeah, and so basically this is actually not very different from the prize support that we're used to. But first of all, they showed a new, let me see if it'll come up here. Here we go. Yeah, so there's a new Top Cut game mat. This one features Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning.
It's beautiful.
It is. I really like it. This is an alt art of it. And I will say, I always like these playmats where it's like, it's just kind of a very simple regal appearance of just the one monster, and you kind of just have this light sort of spotlight beaming down on him. It seems like he's sort of literally the envoy of the beginning.
Speaking of, and I remember a long time ago, there was a question whether or not Blackluster Soldier was like a guy or a girl.
Yes.
I still think Blackluster Soldier is a guy, but where do you fall on that? Looking at that image, where do you fall?
I used to think Blackluster Soldier might have been a girl. I remember when those conversations were like happening. This is a dude. This is that. Now I can say with confidence. Now that said, that waist is very, very, very small.
See, and like a guy can have a snatched waist.
But like, look at the legs.
Like, okay, maybe like he could stay in the gym a little bit more.
I mean, it's the proportions are very Yu-Gi-Oh. We'll put it that way. These are very Yu-Gi-Oh proportions.
To me, yeah, that's no thinner than Dark Magician.
Yeah, so that's the play mat. Now, also there is a new judge mat, which like this isn't a huge deal, but it's Exo-Sister Carmel as the judge mat. She's very
Nobody cares.
got a lot of violet purple.
Exo-Sister.
I care about Exo-Sister, so I'll never have this mat because I'm not a judge.
I mean, I'm sure as a judge or two, I'll sell you one.
Now, there's also 2 new sets of dice. By the way, I should mention all of these are for YCS Advanced and Genesis tournaments, so they'll be getting identical
Genesis
pricing.
does get identical pricing.
So if you get first place, you get these gold. Oh, they look more yellow to me.
Well, it's that yellow plated gold,
Metal dice set. So it's 4 dice with their own little case. It's got the YCS logo.
This reminds me a little bit from the 200th YCS, where they did the Millennium, or not? Was it the Millennium puzzle? No, it was
It's the Divine dice.
the Divine Dice. But they also
They did have
play
Millennium item sets.
mat. The playmat, I remember.
Oh, the playmat was
also-
Gold Sark.
It was gold sarcophagus, and they had the Divine die. This feels like a cheaper.
I think that they make these with that company that did Gravity
Is this Gravity Dice?
Yeah, I think these are just
Bought
Gravity
by
Dice.
Ultra Pro?
Bought by Ultra Pro, and I think that Konami's contracted with them to make this because
It
the
does
case looks
look-
so similar.
Yeah.
Because we have some Gravity Dice. They are nice quality. They've
Though
got.
I do think they were better before they got bought by Ultra Pro.
Yeah, I remember their first ones were heavier and like
They felt a bit more weighty.
felt a bit better quality.
Not to say I question Ultra Pro's quality. I'm a fan of Ultra Pro.
And then if you get second to 8th place, you get these blue ones, which are also
Actually,
pretty cool.
it's weird. I actually like the blue more.
I do too, mostly because the yellow one just seems to be masquerading as gold, whereas the blue one is just blue.
I think it's true blue.
It's true blue. Like True Moo, the milk
What?
that I drink in high school. That was the brand of milk when I was in high school. We had.
You got branded milk?
Well, I mean, it was a cheap brand, but it was called True Moo.
But your milk had words on it?
What did yours not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's crazy. Y'all got branded food.
and then the
I
main.
didn't know where our food came from.
I don't think I ever knew where True Moo came from, to be honest. Now, the main prize that you get is an ROG Xbox Ally. So this is actually an update because last year they were giving ROG Allies, but it was like the previous one. This is the newest one.
Oh, wait. They got the newest ROG.
Yeah, you get a 16 gigabyte 512 SSD. So I think that's like kind of the entry model, but yeah, you get an ROG Ally.
Hey, them things worth a little bit, huh?
They are like these things are like $1,000 or like $900. They're pricey.
Shoot. Yo, let me get in this next YCS, bro. Let me go
Yeah.
scrub out and just buy it off the winner.
Yeah, I mean they gave these as prizes actually in the Deckmaster Cups or the Dual Master Cup, the Master Dual Challenger Cup things.
Okay.
They would give.
Oh yeah,
these.
because you were competing for the one. I remember you topped one.
I did. I topped the
were
very
close.
last Masked Duelist thing. My prizing for that actually came in the mail recently.
Oh,
as
what'd you
well.
get?
I got I wish I had it here, but I got the big Dark Magician Girl
Big Dark Magician girl.
yeah, a big Dark Magician Girl desk mat, and I do have. Oh God, the cards just fell
Knocking
off
cards
screen.
down.
Anyway, but I do have these just
it's
a
like
little
a pin set.
These might actually kind of go for a little bit, maybe to somebody. I
So
don't
what's
know.
that one on top? What's that?
On the
say?
top, it's just got Dark Magician Girl and it says Deckmaster Cup. And then there's 2 pins that are just her original form and her Shining Sarcophagus, like retrained form, and they're just in these.
Is that the
pins.
uncensored art?
It is the censored art.
Throw it away.
Yeah, I think.
Toss the whole thing.
So, anywho, yeah. So these are the new prizing for the YCS events. In addition to your trophy and your prize card. What do you think? I mean, they might still be showing more of the prizing soon. Like they might have like a new prize card. They did. Oh, sorry. Last thing.
One more.
They have announced a new day 2 prize pack as well. So they've replaced these cards with a new set that has Zaylin the Shackled Dragon, Mystical Space Typhoon, Enemy Controller, The Black Goat Laughs, Ultimate Slayer, Branded Fusion, Pot of Prosperity, Gold Sarcophagus, Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dragon for some reason,
Okay.
and Stardust Dragon. So those are the 10 cards. You will get one random card just for making day 2 at the YCS.
Is it weird that these feel like cards for Genesis more so than anything else?
Largely so. I mean, I think they're just cards that are kind of meant to be a mixture of staples that you might use and
Genesis.
a few collector things. Zalen's quite strong. It has made a high impact in the last few formats thanks to Cool
Must be,
Tune.
because I have no idea what that is.
Well, yeah, you play Genesis, so it might not have come up as much
Never
there.
seen it.
I think that people probably wouldn't mind having like Branded Fusion, Pot of Prosperity, like with the winner, because these will have the winners, not the winner stamp, like the YCS
Yeah,
stamp
the YCS
on them.
stamps.
So they're cool. They're okay. They're also going to be doing what is it? The Worlds Pack events at locals, starting at the end
what a
of
time.
or kind of the middle of August and going kind of through September. You can do Worlds events at your local
Worlds at
OTS
home.
store, and you'll be able to have a chance at winning this envelope, which this year's World Envelope has Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and Polymerization, but they're both drawn in a traditional Japanese art style. So
Yo, that's kind of fire.
yeah, they really are neat.
Last year it was the French ones. It was the Breaker the Magical Warrior, and the
What was the other one? Was it Magic Cylinder?
no, Magic Cylinder I think was a year before
Okay.
or 2 years before.
I remember Breaker was one of them.
I know Breaker was one of them, and it was French Breaker, and it was really cool. I actually won that one. I don't know where it is. I have no clue what happened to that envelope. I think it may have grown legs and flown out the window.
Yeah, so that's something that you can get.
So I'm gonna have to go ahead and win this tournament so I can get a new envelope to replace the one I lost.
Right, yeah.
Because like it's gonna be a walk in the park. I'm the best duelist there is.
Hey, you have to believe that. No, you do, because you won that. And then they have like more posts and stuff about how like if you win a YCS, you can get a giant card of your choice.
Which to me, I think is that true. That is the
I think it's the real
prize. I mean, a giant card of your choice of seemingly any Yu-Gi-Oh card ever.
Yeah, I think that, so all of this taken into account, because what I was originally going to ask you is, what do you think about these updated prizes?
I think it's fire. I think if you are a skilled Yu-Gi-Oh player, there's a lot to collect on your run towards, trying to win the whole event. I mean, there's real value in just being able to top. It's no longer just a matter of getting your invite. It's so much more. And these cards, they're not worth like thousands, but like,
I mean, I'll say
they're worth a little bit.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think that the ROG Ally is not a bad prize, actually. It's a stronger console than like the Steam Deck is, because they were used to be giving Steam Decks, and before that they were giving Switches. I know people didn't like the Switches very much. But like, you can actually sell an ROG like Xbox Ally if you wanted to just kind of liquidate it and get some money. You can get like probably $800 right then and there.
I mean, I saw somebody selling I remember the YCS stamped Effect Veiler for like $300.
Yeah, like the YCS stamped cards, those tend to go for a little bit. Oh, the Effect Veiler was from like the higher up packs. Like there's like top cut packs and all that.
That explains why it was so expensive.
But like really, the giant custom card, I think
that's the real.
That's
prize.
the real money maker.
But when you win, your first YCS,
yeah,
what will your giant card be?
If I actually had to pick one, I think we did this question.
When
once.
when you win it.
What did I say? I think that my favorite modern card, it's probably going to be a Vanquish Soul or a Rescue Ace card. I don't know which. It would be either Rescue Ace Hydrant, obviously.
And you don't think there's already a giant hydrant out there?
Well, I know there's not.
Oh, okay.
There's only so many giant cards. But that, or it'd be like Rescue Ace Hydrant, or like Vanquish Soul, maybe Rosin, maybe Caesar Valius. Or Dr. Madlove. I like her a lot. I like them all. What about you? You get a single giant card when you win the next Genesis YCS.
Oh, that's not going to happen. However,
no, Genesis YCS. You're going to win.
I won't win that either. But what I will do is when I got a few $1 million in my pocket, I will buy the rights to the card from a YCS winner. And when I do, with my millions of dollars, the card I will have made into a giant card. Oh, it's tough because my favorites have already been made into giant cards.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I remember I saw once on Twitter.
Can you pick foiling?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I want an ultimate rare ancient gear golem then.
Yeah, I think you get to kind of have some influence in that.
Or maybe it can only be like in the base rarity, so I'll take ultra rare, I guess.
So yeah, these are basically, this is the new pricing. If you're going to YCS, this is what you get. Okay, next thing is that we got the announcement of Glorious Victors, the newest deck builder set. We do know a Victor. So Glorious Victors has 3 new themes. There's, as we know, the Zenet strategy, which is kind of
the what?
We didn't talk about this in the pod, I don't think, but it's the Egyptian themed zombie strategy.
You mean the Senate?
I mean, they call it Zenet, but do you pronounce it Zenet? I think it's Zenet. Yeah, it's Zenet.
That's not. Wait. Oh, is this like their new or the localized?
I think that's the localized name is Zenet.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of a zombie themed thing. There's also
like zombie ritual normal support thing.
There's Raise Moons, which is this cool casino archetype.
That kind of gambling archetype.
It's all about gambling. You draw a free card every single turn, even your opponent's. But in exchange, you kind of sacrifice the ability to search for cards. So you're trying to get lucky. All their cards have to be like drawn and summoned, and
that's
like
rough.
It's kind of your gambling.
It's like, especially since usually archetypes they come in with like the bare minimum of cards to build a deck.
Well, in these sets, they actually give you like the whole archetype's
I'm
there.
gonna need
and
at least like
2 or 3 more
15
cards later.
different cards so I can fill out this deck with.
And then Glorious Victors. This not. I mean, it's not. I guess the name of the
set.
The archetype. That's the name of the set. The last one is the Tri-Realm Rift.
Oh, that's definitely a different name.
Now, this one is weird. This archetype basically banishes cards face down, and you search them from your face down banished. So, as always, Konami is exploring new territory.
Because that archetype, I think, was originally translated to be something like Xenoverse. Xenoverse, yeah. I think they were all supposed to be inspired by different hells in like different mythologies. It's like Norse hell, Christian hell, all the different hells.
They say the touch of these bizarre creatures defies the laws of physics, banishing cards in your deck to the reverse side of the universe where only you can see and use them. I gotta say, that's a really, really cool interpretation of like face down banished. Banish enough cards face down, and Tri-Realm Rift Darkness will let you choose one of them to add to your hand before each of your turns.
I mean, you're just playing with the banishment, or at one point some people refer to it as the void.
Yeah, I know that one of their boss monsters, I was reading its effect, and basically like if you have no cards in your deck or something, your opponent can't activate cards during your turn or something. It's something weird like that.
That's crazy because that means you're about to lose.
It means you're about to lose, so you have to do something immediately. But yeah, so these are all really unique. They're all kind of pushing the boundaries of what these archetypes are supposed to be. Like with the Zenet strategy, they say it's sleeve up your favorite normal monsters to fight alongside would-be kings. Show off normal monsters with the basic Zenet monsters to get Zenet spell and traps out of the deck, and then send your normal monsters to the grave with Parazenet Heru to summon mighty ritual monsters. The normal monsters used will live their afterlife supporting the ritual monsters, and the most loyal among them can return to the field once their duties are complete.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of like any time that there's just a kind of a narrative in the way that the deck plays. So neat.
Honestly, this is the first deck builder set in a while where I've been excited. I like these archetypes.
They feel different.
Well, I won't be messing with the what do they call it now? The
Tri-Realm Rift.
Yeah, those things creep me the hell out. So not those, but the other two are fine with me.
Yeah, I think that I would like to play the casino gambling one. It sounds kind of fun.
I knew you picked the one with the waifus.
Well, they all have a waifu because Zenet has one, and the casino archetype also. I don't know if the Xenoverses have a cute
If they
girl.
do, we probably couldn't tell.
Yeah, she'd probably be like some Elder Tor. So yeah, I think that's kind of the Yu-Gi-Oh news for the week, more or less. I mean, there might have been something that we heard that. Oh yeah, some retrains came out.
Oh yeah, from the OCG. What set is that? That's from.
Yeah, it's
I
like
keep want to call it Limit Over Collection, but that's not it.
yeah, it's like is it the utility selection
Utility
box
selection
or
box.
something like that? Either way, yeah, some old cards got retrained, like Barrel Dragon, which I thought was really
Barrel
cool.
Dragon, the machine dragon, but he's a machine and not a dragon.
Yeah, I don't know why they like to do that with those retrains.
So they're so insane. Konami is unhinged. Oh, they also did the Relinquished, who
yeah, he's a ritual
doesn't
monster.
require a ritual spell.
Yeah,
he
I thought
is
that
his
was
own
cool.
ritual spell.
I think that they need to be doing that more with, like, you know.
It would make rituals more playable, but then I have to ask the question: what is a ritual at that point?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, rituals have always felt so in Yu-Gi-Oh. They've always felt so like handicapped by needing the ritual spell and then also still needing like be in your hand and all that.
I feel like they
Okay, sorry, it's the original artwork collection.
Oh,
which is
original
the name of the
artwork
set.
collection. That's right.
So we get these overframes and stuff.
I guess, but the Relinquish is kind of balanced in that you still have to lose the same amount of card advantage because unlike normal Relinquish where you can only tribute one monster since it's only level 1, this Relinquish requires you to tribute 2.
Yeah.
So you still lose the same amount of hand advantage. You just don't need to have drawn a ritual spell.
Yeah, so there's a few other cards. There's like a Zombraya retrain.
Zombyra.
Zombira. And he's not Zombira the Dark, he's just Zombira.
He just Zombire. He's actually based off a manga character. I remember. What was it? Was it Zompire? I believe that was the name in the manga.
Yeah, we looked it up when we were doing Rare
Many
Hunters.
years ago.
There's also like Guilford the Lightning, the Warrior of Thunderbolts.
And Guilford's fun because, well, I mean, he's bad, but he's fun because like everything about his effect is just straight out of the manga.
Yeah, you tribute him with like 3 monsters. He nukes your opponent's field.
And then what's that? What was the last that one condition on him? He can stop your opponent from special summoning. I forget what he has.
Yeah, let's see. It's you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 3 monsters. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when summoned this way by tributing a monster they own.
That's right. If you tribute 3 monsters and one of them happens to be owned by your opponent, he cuts off your opponent's ability to activate spell and traps. And that's because in the manga, when Joey was facing off against Odeon.
Yeah. No, it's Merrick.
Or Marek.
Yeah.
He had a lava golem on his field.
He tributes the lava golem, and so now that makes it where the opponent can't use anything.
Now, how will you pull this off in a modern game? You kind of have to get lucky and hope they kaiju you. Or you play vampires. Not the best idea. Or you could play the Dompier who snatches a monster. Then you could tribute both of your Xyz, their monster, and then one other.
Yeah. Monarch Stormforth? That would be like a...
Oh, that's a simple way to do it, huh? Wait,
actually, no. Stormforth is only for tribute
Yeah, it's
summons.
only for tribute
Never
summons.
mind.
It's a special summon.
Yeah, well, either way, if you can get this thing out, it's cool. Also, these are all overframe cards.
They
Guilford,
look gorgeous.
Relinquished. I couldn't even tell Relinquished was a ritual at first when I was looking at its art because it just kind of looked like it was just...
Yeah, it's got that
just
starlight
blue.
foiling around the full art. It's beautiful. But, you know,
Yeah.
regardless of how playable the cards are, I think some of them are better than others. They will look amazing in a binder.
They will be very cool collectibles, and depending on how they choose to import these will be very popular overframes for people to get, I think.
Oh, for sure.
In general. Well, that's all the Yu-Gi-Oh news. So, or at least I believe it is. We'll see.
We might think of something.
Legendary Arc 5 decks is coming out, I think, this week or something.
That's new Speedroids, new
Lunalight and
Lunalights,
Odd
and
Eyes.
Odd.
Yeah, there's like a new Odd Eyes thing.
Wait. Oh, because you said 5Ds. It's Arc 5.
Yeah, I said Arc 5,
I
sorry.
was trying to figure out why am I thinking of the wrong show.
I always get those so confused.
You know, they probably shouldn't have used 5 twice.
Yeah, them using the 5. But I guess they were it's like the 5th arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the 5th
I get
Yu-Gi-Oh!
it, but then it's like, well, 5Ds already exist, and if the Ds stand for dragons, then boy, Arc 5 really shouldn't have made dimensional dragons.
Well, here's the next card game story. You play any One Piece, Alec?
I have a One Piece deck. It's a Buggy the Clown.
Well, listen. One Piece card game follows in Pokemon's footsteps with anti-scalper policies.
Oh, that's good.
We talked actually just the other week about how with Pokemon cards, at least in Japan, you're going to have to do a face scan if you want to buy these Pokemon cards, at least from official stores. Scan your face so we know who bought this and all of that.
Right.
Well, Bandai Namco's implementing a facial recognition system in store as well. Unfortunately, popular card games these days are the target for scalpers who try to acquire as much as possible at MSRP to later resell for much more. The Pokemon Company introduced facial recognition systems to its stores, and even though the One Piece card game hasn't been around as long, it's gotten the attention of scalpers, which is why Bandai is following in Pokemon's footsteps and installing facial recognition software in its stores. As of August 22nd, fans will be identified upon entering a One Piece card shop and may be denied purchases based on their recent purchase history and store visits. Now, at first, it seemed to be only a thing that's happening like in the Japanese shops,
right?
But they did recently announce that it's going to be in American One Piece shops as well. But there aren't that many of those. They're like kind of in major cities, and they're like those pop-up
There's one not too far from us.
Yeah. So, your thoughts on the idea of facial scanning and in the need to buy?
I feel like you're trying to trap me.
I'm not actually. No, I'm not. Like, I really do want to know. Like, what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's cool. Scalping is such a huge issue in trading card games that the trade-off of losing some privacy, I think, is worth it if we can get these cards in the hands of people who want them and are able to purchase them, but normally they can't because of the competition to get them. Though I do think it's funny if they start using factors other than your purchase history. Like they take a picture, they run your credit real quick, and they're like, "Ooh, I don't know about this one, chief."
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that I've kind of heard people talking about is this slightly dystopian surveillance sort of vibe to it.
Look, you either want to buy your cards or not.
But I think that for me, I think it's a good system. I mean, like, we've got to do something about the scalping stuff in TCGs in general. And this is sadly a necessary step. Like, I mean, I don't love the idea of, the face scan and all of that. Like, it's not great. Like, I think that
we're using flock cameras in all trading card stores.
The image of it isn't pretty, right? Mm-hmm. Like, back in 1996, we just went to Walmart with our mom and dad and like got our Pokemon packs or whatever. And now in 2026, you have to stand still and have your face like scanned like a TSA. but
do you have your real ID?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have one. We're gonna need you to run $50.
But yeah, I mean, like, this is what scalpers do. They've ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
I saw also, we didn't talk about this, but I meant to bring this up last time, is I saw that Target stores are now removing the plastic off of products when you buy them. So I think the plastic remains like on the product when it's like on the shelf, but when you purchase it, like before they give it to you, like they remove the plastic. I saw a video of this.
I think it's funny if they just like damage it real quick. Let's take a knife, like cut the side of it. There you go.
No, you're definitely not reselling this. But yeah, I mean, the idea, because I've seen a lot of card shops that do similar things where it's like, yeah, when you have made the purchase, they will take the plastic off, so now you can't run to Facebook Marketplace or eBay or whatever. And
which,
scalp.
I mean, they still will scalp it. It'll just be scalped as opened, but yeah.
But I mean, like, it's harder to do, people, because like, I guess as a prospective eBay buyer, you would probably
once it's open, you're like, I don't trust this. You scaled it. I know you scaled it.
Yeah, so this is what they're doing. It's One Piece seems like it's kind of picked up a lot of Pokemon's like that intensity and that interest from people. Speaking of Pokemon, this is a story I just saw on the side page, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. Fewer Pokemon TCG Pocket players are ripping packs these days.
They mean digital packs or physical packs?
Digital, like the game. Pokemon
it's fewer
Pocket.
Players then.
Yeah, the mobile card game remains a major hit, but its audience and revenue are falling. And so here's what they kind of have to say about this. The card collecting mobile game averaged around 23 million monthly active users between April and June of this year, according to the latest financial reports from DENA, which co-develops and operates the game. That's down from around 39 million during the same period last year, a drop of roughly 41%. The decline doesn't seem to be accelerating, though. They said the game still averaged around 24 monthly active users the previous quarter, So it only lost 1 million players quarter on quarter. The game is now focused on initiatives to get players logging in more frequently, improve retention, and encourage more activity. So it could mean giving players more reasons to check in regularly through limited time events, new card sets, special booster packs, login rewards, competitive events, or improvements to features such as trading. What do you think? The player count's falling. Is it all over?
No, I mean this happens with every like game, especially if you've had like a very viral meteoric rise. That does at some point taper off, and you have to fall back onto a core audience. That happens with every single like freemium live service game. TCG Pocket is no different.
Well, I read on Twitter that it's dead now. That's what they said. It's dead, Alec.
Well, it can't be dead.
Yes, it is.
No, it's Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't die; it just evolves. Get it?
No, I completely agree with you. I think that these sorts of stories, this is actually, I was going to kind of use this as a segue into a broader point I wanted to make, which is I saw like there was like a video and some people who were talking about like Master Duels having another one of these player drought type of things. Like the active player numbers are a little down over the last month or something. And, people kind of doom about this, right? Like Master Duel's dying, and it's because the formats are so bad, and the game is slow, this and that. And I think that there's like some merit to the idea that like, maybe Master Duel could afford to add something in, some game mode, whatever. But I think that sometimes when I think of what you said about like, TCG Pocket, the game had a huge launch because it's a big new Pokemon mobile game, and now it has to just stabilize, and that means it won't have as many people as it had on like the first week of release. I don't think that's like a big surprise, but I think that the way that we all collectively seem to talk about games so much in recent years has always been around like player counts, sales numbers, and I do find it a little bit, I don't want to say pointless, but it's just sort of like, what do you, I mean...
We're kind of like, a mouse with cheese. We get really excited and we want to rush to like get to the story of it all so quickly, when oftentimes there's not really a story.
Yeah.
Like games, if a game is hot, it shoots up really fast. That's a story, that's a narrative, But now, because it rose up so fast, now you're invested in its quote-unquote downfall. But that's no fault of the game itself. That's natural progression of how these things work. I think the question is, how long can you sustain your meteoric like size? Like, if you can stretch it, great. If you can't, that's fine too. That's how it goes. The real question, the real story of TCG Pocket is how long it can operate for. Because, we're living in a world where Pokemon Go still exists. That's a very long-lived mobile game. It stands a testament to the power of the Pokemon franchise. And I think if we want to look to anything to compare TCG Pocket to, compare it to Pokemon Go. Because that's still here. If TCG Pocket is a good mobile game, it will be here just as long as Pokemon Go has been. And Pokemon Go does not seem to be out the door anytime soon, so I don't think there's much merit to any accusations of this game dying. I mean, even, what is that game? Pokemon Masters is still here? And I think that will need a reboot at one point.
Yeah,
they have to,
Pokemon Masters
resurrect
6,
that one.
as people call it.
EX.
Pokemon Masters EX.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, like, I guess, I'm part of the problem here. I am, like, bringing this whole article to the pod, so whatever. But, like, I don't know.
You're toxic.
Yeah. I just, when I read these things where people are just like, the player numbers are dropping, it's kind of like, I almost think of like, it's like pocket watching, Like, where, like, you're just keeping, like, such a close track on, like, the player numbers this month. And, like, ooh, like, you're down, like, 7.3% of player numbers. Like, what does this mean for the future of this game? It's dying. It's like, I think that I like the way you put it, where people want to jump to like the full arc of the story. This game came out, and then this happened, and then it died, and like no one played. Like we just almost, I sometimes get the feeling we're so impatient to see the entire lifespan of things just quickly resolve themselves and like then we can point our fingers and look in hindsight and say, like, it died because they didn't add this feature and they didn't do this thing that I wanted them to do, and like so and such is a better game, and then that's why it died, and the devs didn't care. And it just gets a little bit like, I've said this, like, it's funny, we've done this podcast for a long time. I think I've always said, I don't like cheering on the demise of things.
Right.
Like, that's always been my strange hang up, I think, with a lot of gaming discourse in particular. I mean, it happens in media in general, but like, gaming seems to have it really bad with the whole like active player counts and sales figures. It's like kind of wanting things to fail and like wanting stuff to decline. And
hey, look, and I can be honest, there's been multiple times I've wanted things to die, but because of that, I was like, I've been wrong more times than I've been right when it comes to like a game dying. There have been, I play almost every single freemium title I can get my hands on, and a lot of those games, I said, oh, this game is trash. This game's not going to see next year. It'll be sunset in a month. Most of the games that I've called failures are actually still here to this day. They make me scratch my head, but it made me realize that these like free-to-play titles are more resilient than they seem. They go for a lot of times the quantity over quality approach does work. There's enough people who are actually more satisfied with this product than you are. Like, it's okay for you not to like a game, especially a freemium game, but you actually can't discount how many people are that game hits just right where they need it to. Their expectations aren't as high. They're satisfied. They're logging in. They're spending money, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think about what's that game? AFK Journey.
Yeah.
I thought for sure AFK Journey was done. I thought AFK Journey had made a number of mistakes with their rollout. But
you
mostly,
were an AFK Journey player for a bit.
Yeah, and I actually re-downloaded it not long ago. But I realized that I just kind of I'd burned myself out of the game, and I needed something to blame for my own disinterest or dissatisfaction. So I said the game was it was bad, it was gonna die. I think about Overwatch, a game that I was very dissatisfied with, and I'm on the precipice of anger. I mean, I don't know who I'd be angry at. I don't go to Blizzard anytime, but
yeah, you do.
After a number of their controversies, I said, well, Overwatch can't be long for this world. I'm out of here. And it's 2026 now. That game is still here. I think they've actually ramped up the content that they add to the game now, and I've been wrong.
I think it's kind of one of those things, too, where, like, I think people have gotten so used to hearing about the, unfortunately, many failure kind of stories of, like, games coming out and being sunset and shut down and stuff, that there's just this, I guess I would call it like a learned misery of just like every game is just going to die. And like almost like if I can just anticipate that it will die, then that will rip the Band-Aid off sooner and I won't. And it almost is like jaded.
It can't hurt me.
It can't hurt me if nothing can let me down if I didn't have any expectations type of thing, right? Like if I just always assume that every game will fail, every marriage will end in divorce, every whatever, like, then like you can't be surprised about it. And I think that that's a real shame because oftentimes what happens with most of these games is if they can weather the first initial storm of like negativity, they usually just go on to pick up their own audience.
Yep.
And like
a lot of times they'll sustain themselves off of people who joined in after the wave of negativity. And so they won't even have the same qualms you did when you quit the game. And they're living their best lives, having played the game for like 7 or 8 months and going strong.
Right. No, that's totally true. So I don't know. I saw the Pokemon like TCG Pocket thing, and I was just like, nah, Pokemon of all things will be fine. So
they'll live.
Okay.
You can't trust the Square Enix freemium game.
Yeah, they're closing Ever Crisis down. I know.
Yeah, them boys, they can't.
And I was like, the first Soldier went down like last year.
So they can't.
I don't know, but there's that new one that they're making, or this Brave Exvius being turned into like a game or something.
They're turning it into a full game.
Okay.
Strange choice. I don't hate it like some people do, but
It looked good to me. I'm going to buy it.
It's probably the best use for all those assets that they keep making. Because like Square spends a lot of money on these games they keep shutting down.
Yeah, hopefully they'll keep them around for a change. Well, we've got a little bevy of, I guess, rapid fire sort of gaming stories that I wanted to talk about.
Let's shoot.
First things first, Rockstar confirms Grand Theft Auto 6 with an extended first look that's going to premiere on Netflix this month. Now, this story is sort of strange to me for one particular reason, and maybe you'll be able to tell why. So, rather than a straightforward GTA 6 trailer 3, because that would have been, the third trailer,
right?
This special event showcase sounds like it's going to offer fans a deeper dive on Rockstar's highly anticipated blockbuster. Grand Theft Auto 6, an extended look, will be available to stream via Netflix on Thursday, August 27th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Cool. Kind of weird that it's on Netflix, right?
For sure.
Well, if you don't have a Netflix subscription, don't fear, Alec. Grand Theft Auto 6, an extended look, will then become available to watch via YouTube, though not for another 6 hours. Its official debut on YouTube will be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Does this not strike you as like kind of random? Like all this whole thing?
It sounds like this is more of a Netflix initiative than a Rockstar initiative, because I can't think of a single gaming company that's like that wants to do, like, it desperately wants to like feature their game on Netflix. Does not seem to be a huge like gain there. It's timed exclusivity. It's very exclusive and unnecessary.
Well, so my thing is the timed exclusivity doesn't surprise me too much. Like, it's weird for a game to be on Netflix of all places, but like you said, Netflix wants this on here. There's
Netflix wants it.
There's a lot of rabid anticipation of this game, and they probably paid Rockstar pretty good money to get this exclusivity thing. But 6 hours? Like, literally, like 6 hours is going to be exclusive to Netflix for 6 hours, and then it's just going up on YouTube.
So the time, in more ways than one, was actually my kind of awkward point with all this. So looking at it, it was like 3 p.m. Eastern. Like, wait.
Yeah, 12 p.m. Pacific, Eastern. 3 p.m. Eastern.
Like, that's really early in the day, because that's a Thursday, right?
Yeah, I think
Thursday is a popular day to work, right?
Yeah.
Or am I crazy?
It is a little random.
Like, most people don't even get off until like 5. So this will drop when people are at work. And I guess they could watch it when they get off of work, assuming they have a Netflix subscription. But then it's like, okay, well, what if I don't have one of those? Well, then you have to wait 6 hours to watch it. At that point, you need to start like winding down because you have work tomorrow. The timing of it all feels very strange.
It's just kind of random to me that it's only 6 hours. Like 6 hours exclusive thing to Netflix, and then it's just going to be none of this matters anyway, because like everyone's going to record it all and throw it on Twitter and everywhere else.
6
like,
hours
regardless.
is all Netflix could afford.
Well, no, Netflix can afford almost anything it wants.
I don't think Rockstar would put any more than 6 hours on the table for Netflix.
Interesting. I think maybe that's true, because I thought that if I was Netflix, I would at least want like 24 hours.
Like, and I understand Netflix would want that, but that's not in Rockstar's best interest. Netflix's reach is so insignificant compared to the
just
reach
being free on YouTube.
Well, yeah, YouTube.
I mean, I don't know, but just like Netflix is a much bigger company. So I think like Rockstar they must have really gotten a bag out of this.
Oh yeah, I think they got a nice bag. It's got to be somewhere in the millions, because we're talking about the marketing of their biggest release.
Or likely the biggest release in gaming ever.
This is a huge deal. Netflix is right to try to want a piece of it, but Rockstar won't trade away a major marketing piece just for a bag.
I didn't understand this, but as for the actual showcase, I'm assuming there will be some gameplay for a change, because we haven't seen any.
I think that's all that's left, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be like another just a story trailer. I would like to see what will the players be experiencing when they're holding the controller.
You mean, but they won't be because they're boycotting because
Oh yeah, that's
we're
true.
anti.
We're anti Sony. Well, we can buy it on Xbox because Xbox wouldn't betray us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's true because Xbox for
Sony-
sure wouldn't go
Only
all
Sony's
digital.
taking away the disc. I promise Xbox won't do it too.
I did notice a distinct lack of people in support of boycotting GTA 6 to show Sony in the gaming industry our feelings on the matter.
Well, speaking of the gaming industry and boycotts, we actually have a pretty interesting one where union members staged a massive protest for Xbox boss Asha Sharma. So, Asha Sharma paid a visit to Bethesda's office in Rockville, Maryland to catch a glimpse of the Elder Scrolls 6. You probably know that Microsoft owns Bethesda.
Yep.
And Bethesda makes the Elder Scrolls games in addition to
Skyrim.
many other things. But yeah, so she went to visit the office to get a little glimpse of what's going on with Elder Scrolls 6. I know she later went on to say that it looks amazing and broad and grand and it's going to be a great game. Of course, she would say that.
But how do you know, Asha? Do you game like that?
Well, she admits she's not a gamer. So
Then
I
you
think she
don't
was
know if
impressed
it's
by what she
awesome.
saw. But here's the point. To mark the occasion, Communications Workers of America, CWA, union workers staged a rather memorable protest by deploying a giant inflatable rat known as Scabby, a reference to the derogatory name for someone who might undermine the action of union members. They put it outside the office and raised a sea of red flags, one red flag to represent each person laid off by Xbox under the leadership of Sharma. So even though she showed up to go and see how the game's coming along, they had a message to, sort of say to her as well. Yeah, according to a statement sent to a game developer, the protest was designed to force Sharma to reckon with the human cost of the mass layoffs that have become the norm within Microsoft and other studios across the gaming industry. So they say, we heard that Microsoft leadership was coming to our office this week, and we decided to make our presence visible at the office to show how our developers have been impacted by these devastating layoffs. To show our presence, we'd put up posters around the office, but we were immediately told by management that we couldn't have posters facing the outside of our cubes. Which doesn't that sound?
Yeah, keep your protest to yourself.
Yeah, very stamp down the. Anyway, yeah. What do you think about the idea of this protest?
At least somebody's protesting. Golly, ain't nobody want to protest GTA 6, but at least these guys have some backbone. I mean, it does take a bit of courage to do those types of protests in your workplace when heads roll for nothing and people and like union contracts get broken up over nothing. So
yeah, I hope that these people are able to keep their jobs because I know that being in a union has its own set of risks for your.
But you gotta stand for something.
So yeah, she did say Elder Scrolls 6 is looking good. Who knows when that game's coming out?
That's another game we gotta boycott, y'all.
Yeah, that's true. We have to boycott
Guys,
it.
we have to boycott all the hot releases.
Wait, so why are we boycotting Elder Scrolls 6 again?
To show the gaming industry that we are dissatisfied.
Okay.
Like, we don't need a specific reason to boycott. We already have freemium games you can fall back on, guys. Get back on Minecraft. Go back to Fortnite. Just for like 3 years, and we can starve them out.
Well, here's another story. Twitch streamers can now refuse to let Amazon train its generative AI models on their content.
How?
There's now an opt-out toggle for something that should have been opt-in to begin with.
And so when you hit this toggle, how do you know your content's not being used to train AI models?
Because they wouldn't lie to you, would they? Here's what they say. Twitch has updated its account settings to let streamers opt out of letting Amazon, Twitch's parent, train generative AI models on their content. Some may not have realized the setting was automatically enabled on their account, which is deeply gross. That's what the article says, not me. But at least they can now tell Amazon to shove it if they are anti-generative AI or just don't want to let the company exploit their labor. So yeah, basically up until now, if you were a Twitch streamer, Amazon was using your streams and feeding them to an AI model to train it to be able to make
that makes sense.
Photos, videos, audio, text.
That is the technological and moral cost of being a content creator.
Yeah. So now at least Twitch is giving you the choice. You can flick this little switch, and they promise you, pinky promise,
allegedly,
that your content won't be used to train their generative AI models. Do you believe they're telling the truth?
Absolutely not.
Who's to say? I think here's the thing. Even if they like
They don't.
Or someone
can.
else is.
You're putting out content on the internet, and it's just being widely distributed. Everybody and their mother is using your content to train AI models. I hate AI, but even I have to make my peace with the fact that because of our YouTube channel and all the content we've made, I'm all up in these AI models. Like, at least I just wish I could get paid for it. That's all I wish.
What was that story we covered where, like, was it like the thing on TikTok that was paying people a certain amount to, like, just buy, like, you? And there's, like, someone got, like, $750 for their entire
$750,000 after Paul, I don't know how many hours of content we put on this internet.
It's actually crazy because we've uploaded, like, thousands of videos. And, like, the average
the
length
sheer
of them,
amount of AI training we have facilitated.
Something I did not know about this is that they also train their generative AI models off of Twitch chat. So if you enable or you, I guess, disable this setting, this opt-out toggle, then the things that you say in other streamers' chats also will not be used for AI, like, model learning or whatever. Which, like, I'm not going to lie, I think that, God forbid, training fucking AI models on Twitch chat? Woo! Like, what are you?
Well, y'all thought Grok was racist before.
I have to say, like, we're going to have the biggest bigoted AI models ever. But yeah, so if you're a Twitch streamer, maybe you'll want to disable that, or maybe you don't and you don't care. But
I honestly, at this point, I think you should just go. If you're a content creator of any size, you should move into the category of not caring, because they are going to train those AIs off you one way or another.
Speaking of content creation, that's our next story. We're really getting through them today.
Look at us.
Trying to zip through these stories. YouTube announces monetization changes that make it harder for new creators to make money. Now, this one's a pretty big story. At least I've seen a lot of people, buzzing about it online. YouTube is doubling the viewership requirement that new creators have to meet before they can earn ad and premium revenue. So currently, channels can unlock the full benefits of the YouTube Partner Program. That's basically where you get paid for the ads that are shown alongside your videos. We are in it. Most creators you watch are probably in it. You have to right now. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 qualified watch hours over a 12-month period, or 10 million qualified Shorts views within 90 days.
Oof, within 90 days is crazy.
But beginning February 1st, 2027. Creators will instead need 8,000 watch hours, so it's double, or 20 million Shorts views over those same periods. But the subscriber requirement will remain at 1,000.
I think that's fair.
In its official announcement, YouTube said that the new entry thresholds will not impact creators already receiving ad and premium revenue through the YouTube Partner Program. So, yeah, what do we think of this, just right off the rip?
I mean, so the first thing I think is, I'm like, okay, that's good. There's a lot of low effort content being peddled around YouTube right now, and if this process may wean out some of the worst performers on the platform for trying to farm their way to monetization, but I do feel bad for people who've been fighting their way up to monetization. Let's say they've been making content for the last 3 years, and they're getting so close to the threshold,
and now
this comes out, it's doubled.
It's so my understanding of this is that it's likely meant to combat the influx of AI channels, low effort AI channels, particularly on the Shorts side of things, where it's these channels that are making entirely AI generated content, and it is relatively low effort, and they just spam it out. Some of these channels they are spamming 20 videos an hour or something, just as much as they can, because even if those videos only get 2 views each, you will eventually just hit the watch time threshold quickly or whatever, or with relative speed. And so I think that that's mostly what they're trying to combat. But yeah, from the outside looking in, it really just kind of looks more like they were saying it's a lot harder to become a monetized content creator now. And you might even, cynically speaking, view this as them sort of kind of pulling up the ladder behind them type of thing, right? we're making it harder for you. So yeah, I don't love that aspect of it. I know it's not really like a problem that's affecting us. So
Yeah, but it affects more people than the people it doesn't affect, right? Because
that's definitely
there's
true.
vastly more people working towards monetization than people already monetized.
Yeah.
So it's a very high impact change.
A lot of people are affected.
It's a little annoying if you look at it. If you look at YouTube and all this, because YouTube, it's not like YouTube doesn't get paid for your content before you're monetized. By increasing the threshold you have to meet before you reach monetization.
That's a longer period of time that they get to get all of that
just
ad
like
revenue.
Free content. I mean, they pay for like server side and stuff, but still, like,
negligible.
They're still making money off all the content you put out there. Now you have to make double the content to get there.
It's
so
certainly,
like, it doesn't feel great. I understand that there's like, I doubt that they're doing this just to make more money.
I think that
if they did, that'd be sick.
I mean, it's capitalism. But I will say this. I think that if they wanted to combat these like low effort AI channels, they should actually combat them directly.
Agreed.
Because because even me like saying that this is to combat those AI channels, that's just speculation still. Like they're not outright saying that. Mm-hmm. I think maybe in their blog post they kind of allude to like low quality stuff being something that they're trying to like purge. But yeah, I think that they should just actually like because we know that YouTube's machine learning algorithms and stuff are smart and they can identify like copied content and like bad sounding audio and all these things. Listen, I think that my hot take, you shouldn't be able to upload an entirely AI generated short. I just don't think you should be able to. Like,
in fact, can't they tell?
They absolutely can. Don't let them.
The metadata of a video typically contains like all the like specs of the hardware you use, don't they?
That's more common for pictures. Pictures usually do, but videos, MP4 files don't hold nearly as much metadata around like the creation of things. So that's probably tough for them. But like, still, I think that they can just like.
A lot of stuff doesn't pass the eye test.
Yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't. Like, it's YouTube. Like, I promise, don't give them any slack. Like, they know what's what on this platform. And this is, I think, like a way for them to kind of just kill two birds with one stone.
You see something that says, like, Marvel Secret Wars trailer #1. Go ahead and flag that. Go ahead and take that one down. Like,
yeah.
Come on, some things are obvious.
I mean, they did say, like, last year or something that they were starting to take down a lot of those AI, like, movie trailer channels that were because
those are prolific for
Disney did not like those
year.
And those would get like millions of views sometimes.
People were just confused. I remember I was when they first showed off the trailer. It was like one of those like sneak peeks for Doomsday, and I was trying to find it, and I was just besieged by AI video after AI video after AI video. And I'm like, yo, where is this trailer? All I'm finding is fake garbage.
Yeah, a lot of it's very fake, and like people were making a lot of stuff with that. Here's my advice to creators, I would say, who are like affected. Like, you're seeing this news and you're feeling maybe discouraged, because that's the worst part about this is discouraging.
Right.
Like if you're kind of trying to make that climb. First of all, doesn't take effect until February 1st. So if you can reach the current threshold before then,
your goal,
all the better. That can be motivation to actually work harder or try to make like better content.
Or motivation to start AI video farming.
Or that while you still have the time. But yeah, I mean, and another thing to remember about those monetization thresholds is that while they can seem really daunting from a distance, remember that like usually growth is somewhat exponential. Mm-hmm. So like you will get your first 100 views will be slower than like your second 100 views. That's generally kind of how it goes on YouTube. So like, even if it seems like, man, I got to get like 4,000 like hours of watch time. How am I going to get that? I only got like, 2 hours last week. So that's going to take me forever. But the truth is like, if you just keep at it and you slowly improve things, you might get 3 hours this week and then 5 hours the next week and then 6 and then like 9 and then like, it will begin to grow. And suddenly that like 4,000 hours thing is actually getting hacked away a lot faster than you think.
Yeah.
And you might even be like one step away from kind of the viral video that like propels you right there.
Consistency is key. As long as you keep chopping at it, you will make every video makes progress. It doesn't have to be a great performer to help you move towards your goal. YouTube never said that every video you need to make it needs to be a banger. It just needs to add to your watch time, add to your views, add to your subscriber count.
Yeah, so that actually reminded me, I just looked this up. So I don't have like all the full details on this, but I remember like reading it last
Let's give
week.
people some half misinformation.
Yeah. So X is changing their revenue sharing program. So basically, like, there used to be this Twitter monetization platform program thing where you'd get like money for
paid to tweet.
Yeah, you get paid to tweet, right? People saw your
beginning
tweets.
Of the end.
The platform announced that it's ending its creator revenue sharing program and replacing it with the original content rewards program, which pays based on qualified impressions from premium users on original posts in the home timeline. Existing participants can earn until September 7th, with new enrollments closed and applications for the new program opening on September 8th for eligible accounts with premium subscriptions, 500 verified followers, and recent impressions from verified users. The change aims to fix misaligned incentives that encouraged reposts and engagement farming, which has been drawing some welcome from users tired of low-effort content. Basically, the way this would generally work was people would post shit.
Yeah.
That's
rage bait. They repost other people's viral posts. I mean, there's a reason why, like, in a lot of those like Twitter communities, they have these cyclical conversations. Like the same things get brought up every few months because they always drive conversation and they get clicks.
Yeah. So they say the following are excluded from qualified impressions. So impressions that come from the same account that counted more than once per post. That's to say, like, you had some bot farm of PCs that were just looking at tweets over and over or whatever. Any paid, promoted, or artificially generated impressions, any fraudulent impressions. They've got a list of eligibility requirements. You have to kind of maintain an amount of continuous eligibility. And they just, content will be ineligible. Here's the main thing that's worth talking about. Content will be ineligible if it is copied or substantially reproduced from another creator, if it's downloaded from X or another platform and re-uploaded onto X, if it was created or posted using automated means, which we know there's plenty of those. People have gotten caught with like the ChatGPT prompt in their rage bait reply or whatever. If it is inappropriate, sexually explicit, or potentially harmful to viewers, if it is exclusively focused on monetization coaching, monetization discussion, or maximizing payouts, if it contains disinformation or misleading content, which I'm very curious how that's...
See, I already kind of didn't... I already kind of wasn't jiving with this, and now I'm really not.
Well, how do you mean?
It feels disingenuous. It sounds, first off, it sounds like a lot of work on the back end for Twitter. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know how they're policing
X
this.
to actually enforce all that, so to me it sounds like a lot of lip service. And then two, once we get into misinformation, I mean, what do you mean, like, misinformation? X is the king of misinformation. I thought the whole point of the platform was that anybody can say whatever they want anytime, and there's absolutely no, like, policing of it. So I don't know. I don't really believe even half of that is going to be enforced.
Here's what they say original content includes. Original writing, threads, articles, reporting, or analysis, photos or videos that you created, memes, graphics, illustrations, and other creative work you designed, commentary, reactions, or insights that add meaningful perspective to existing conversations, and content that materially and meaningfully transforms existing content through original context analysis, narration, humor, or creative editing. Do you know what this all strikes me as?
What's that?
They just probably were getting two things. Lawsuits were probably piling up, just small-time lawsuits about all the misinformation on Twitter and people being incentivized to post smut, whatever, junk. And I also think that they quite literally were just having a bot problem, and this is their way of sort of trying to contest it. Because do you remember, this happened maybe last year on Twitter, where like for a day or two, they made it where you could see the country of origin of every account.
I do remember that.
And suddenly all of these kind of like political provocateur accounts and just rage bait accounts were coming from like, Pakistan or just Russia, wherever. And Nigeria, right? Like it would just be these accounts, but they would be pretending to be
Yep.
American citizens,
An American Yankee doodle.
yeah, like commenting on the kind of the state of politics in my country. They would claim, right?
I'm
like,
from the state of Georgia. No, you're from the country, Georgia.
yeah, and so like I think that there is anyone you can use Twitter for about 5 minutes and quickly tell that a lot of stuff on that like. It's so obviously like there's just bots and like a lot of stuff is like run by AI and like they're just you can tell that these comments under viral tweets are just meant to like stir the pot and have just drastically clashing views on the subject matter, and it's just kind of like I get they had to eventually do something about this.
But will this be effective? I don't know. I don't even know if they can actually enforce half of what they're saying here.
I'm interested in seeing if this happens, and I hope to actually never really find out because I have cut down my Twitter usage a lot in recent months, and I still have to kind of have like I have a Team APS like Twitter that I'm trying to like manage, just because like sometimes people will DM me about like stuff, but the site's just too much for me sometimes.
I never want to go back.
I think I just find myself like I don't ever leave it in like a good mood type of thing. Like I just feel like people are always at each other's throats and there's always like drama. And I'm talking about like, it's everyone. Like everyone's mad at everyone about so many things. And even if you kind of take the bots and everything like that out of the picture, I have started to get the impression that Twitter specifically, all social media, but like Twitter specifically, is kind of just the collection of the most intense people about like everything.
I still think that's Reddit.
Well, it's interesting, I think. Reddit, yes, but like Reddit, I think has people who care a lot about a topic. I think that Twitter has people who are just intensely online. Like if that, like there's a small distinction there. Because like at least on Reddit, it's like, okay, we're in a subreddit where we're supposed to talk about this topic. But on Twitter, anyone talks about anything. So like you have circles and sort of like stuff, but things can kind of break containment quite easily. And then once they do, it's just like, yeah, it just gets kind of, it's a lot. So we'll see if these new rules help to make it a better platform for all.
I will hold my breath.
How long did you make it? All right, well, here's a fun new one. Researchers show how Meta's pervert glasses are used to harass women. Oh, he's still holding his breath. The changes haven't gone into effect yet, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Wait.
September 7th.
That's too early then. Okay, I'll hold my breath when it starts.
Yeah, so as you know, Meta's got those Ray-Bans. What do you think of the Ray-Bans, Alec?
Oh my God.
You trying to grab your pair?
I'm so sick of talking about these Ray-Bans. we get it. Like it's the same story since the Google Glass. What was that? 2017, 16? I forget which year that was.
2011, I think, was Google Glass.
Was it 2011 when we're still doing this? My God. Look. The Meta Ray-Bans are they're an innovation on the Google Glass. At least these things have the stupid light on them so you know they're recording. But like, are we going to do something about it or just keep complaining that people are using them?
Well, more and more places do seem to be banning them.
Okay.
But here's what they say in this study. A new study shows how pickup artist influencers use smart glasses to create content and the connection between covert recording and harm. So, Instagram is full of first-person videos of men harassing women in public. They follow a similar script. A man walks up to a woman or group of women in a store, sitting outside a cafe, or walking home from a bar, and delivers a pickup line. The women almost always nervously laugh, react with barely veiled disgust, or say fuck off, while he stalks her or he refuses to walk away. The men recording these videos capture them with Meta's smart glasses, which are designed to discreetly capture interactions like these and upload the videos to Meta's platform, where the women in the videos are turned into content for pickup artist accounts. New research reveals this ecosystem works and how pickup artists, influencers are using Meta's products, including its smart glasses and social media platforms, to perpetuate a culture of harassment against women. So they did this story. They basically compiled a data set of 350 Instagram videos posted between September 2023 and March 2026. And I guess they just studied them. Like they found a correlation between the covertness of the filming modality and the severity of the harassment. So
interesting.
Which I thought that was like the main takeaway that I found was like people are, I guess, because the purpose of these videos, is my understanding of it, is that, you're doing your pickup artist thing and kind of talking to these girls. They clearly don't want you around, but you don't leave them alone, and then you upload the video later. And you sort of frame it as like, look at these good for nothing women. They're
these gold diggers.
Yeah, saying this or that. And then people in the comments kind of react any number of ways. Maybe approvingly, maybe disapprovingly. And it seems like the more covertly the nature of the recording, the worse the reception is. So I think that it's maybe meant to imply that, like, if it's purely candid recording and she didn't even know that she was being recorded, that, I suppose, makes her reaction more authentic, which means that if it was a negative reaction and I'm the type of guy who watches these videos, I'm more validated in insulting her and saying she's, being just playing hard to get, or she's being stuck up.
Okay.
That's what they found. What are our thoughts?
This one's hard because that's not a type of content I consume.
I don't either.
I'm not sure exactly how I would feel viewing it. It makes sense if you're kind of like on the incel spectrum of life, and you're already predisposed to like hating or resenting women. Seeing women in their like natural environment being hit on, and then like, turning these guys down or being rude back to them, then like, yeah, you'd feel more justified because she didn't even know she was on camera. That's how she acts.
Yeah.
Because I guess if she knows she's on camera, there's some idea that they're playing it up. It's entertainment. If she doesn't know, then it's definitely not for entertainment. She's not playing it up, and that's her real reaction. So that can justify your like resentment towards her and the overall gender. But
I suppose it's like viewed as proof that like that's right, like these good for nothing.
But that kind of divorces the creator themselves for responsibility for the interaction in the video itself. Yes, the women in question did not know they were on camera, but the guy asking the question did.
Yeah.
Depending on how he approached, depending on when, how, and what he said, all in that approach, like helps dictate her reaction. If he approaches in a rude, awkward, or like creepy way, you're more likely to get an icier response. And that's the content. So you could say she didn't know she's on camera, she acted like that, but the guy who started all this knew she was on camera and could have directed her to act that way through his own actions.
Yeah.
So it's still not like genuine content. It's all, as long as one person knows someone's on camera, it's disingenuous.
It's interesting because I think that we're obviously not really a podcast that covers this type of material that much, and I don't really watch these videos. I guess
we could stand to go outside and pick up more women. Like,
yeah, that's true. And they can watch our pickup artist content.
And you guys can let us know, like,
yeah,
are these women like evil, or are we awkward losers?
Yeah, maybe it's somewhere in the middle.
Maybe no, it's both.
But Instagram head Adam Mosseri said last month that the platform would start removing harassment content. He says if you're posting content that's taking advantage of people and harassing them, like a lot of these pickup line kind of videos that we've heard of and seen, we're going to take the content down. So they claim that they're going to be I guess moderating this stuff.
Well, good luck deciding which ones are harassment and which ones aren't.
Yeah, I think that's always, this reminds me so much of the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, do you trust these companies to be able to draw that line of like, what's disinformation and what's not? What's harassment and what's not? Like,
because I mean, if you wanted to take a very broad stroke, anytime you just approach anybody in the wild with a camera and a mic and, kind of impose yourself on them, that is a mild form of harassment. Just the fact that you did it. Even when we would run around conventions with a camera and a mic and be like, and we throw it in their face, hey, would you like to talk about this? That is a mild form of harassment. Like, it's not criminal. And we never like
we've never really like thrown a mic at people,
but we never like would record someone without their permission. But
I get
the
what you
act
mean,
of doing so, you're imposing yourself on someone in a public setting,
and it's a very sudden way too.
Yeah, so there's ways it can be done well. There's ways it can be done very not well, and I don't know if Instagram is in a position to like comb through the
They aren't. They're going to
hundreds of thousands of hours of content.
Meta AI will gauge if it's harassment or not.
It's just going to look at the skin color of the people in the video and be like, harassment.
Maybe so. Last thing they say is the harm doesn't end when the interaction ends. The researchers found that 93.3% of these posts left comments open, and subjects were frequently exposed to a digital afterlife of crude, abusive, and misogynistic commentary from the platform's audience. So basically, like, if you're one of the girls in these videos and people find out like who you are, because any number of ways they could do that, then they'll go.
It wouldn't be very hard since you didn't know you're on camera. You would not be you wouldn't be actively protecting your identity.
Yeah, they say that comments frequently framed women's rejection or discomfort as unnecessarily dismissive, including remarks such as "she was acting rude" or suggestions that women should, quote, at least acknowledge the men approaching them. So. Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to worry about any of this. Instagram's got our backs. They're gonna figure this all out, and they'll keep all of us safe.
Meta, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
I can trust my life with Zuck.
Who couldn't? Okay, well, that's all of that's kind of my rapid fire news bits. But we still have several stories, although I think these are mostly more fun. Yeah,
there's some interesting things here.
I want to hear yours. This first one you've got. I see this Duolingo.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this yet.
This was an interesting one. So Duolingo, that's the language learning app. It has a little green owl thing that yells at you if you don't use it for too long.
Yeah, they've gamified learning languages.
It's like Rosetta Stone, but a game. But so Duolingo restores the 301-day streak for hospitalized 10-year-old after a mom's plea. So for context, in Duolingo, you get a streak for logging in and doing X amount of lessons a day. And it actively counts that streak every single day. I don't know what it means to really have a streak.
It's just that gamification.
You don't get anything. You don't they don't upload an extra 3 hours worth of Spanish in your brain for being on a 100-day.
But you probably get a medal, and I bet
you get
they have a system,
a little title or something.
I bet there's a system where you can compete with your friends.
Who's been on Duolingo longer. But anyway, some people have very long streaks. Well,
so what do they say? This hospital. Okay.
So Sunny Chaos, I guess that's their X account name, posted a plea to Duolingo's official X account at 4:50 a.m. on August 12th. That's more information I needed. Explaining that her 10-year-old son had a 300-plus day streak, but was unexpectedly hospitalized and missed his lessons. 300-plus days, that's a lot for
almost
anybody. A year. And for a 10-year-old, kids have those very malleable brains. He's probably actually learning something.
Yeah.
Unlike the rest of us. She added that he was home and recovering, but heartbroken about losing his streak, and asked if some Duo magic could restore it.
Okay.
Duolingo replied within minutes, writing, "Glad to hear that he's recovering. What's his Duolingo username? Let's get that streak going again."
Okay.
So it's. The kid was in the hospital. They're fine, but their streak got broken and it broke their heart. I think, that's kind of the awkwardness of these streaky things.
Yeah, because eventually something
will
outside of your
break
control.
The streak. I know Duolingo has their features to freeze your streak. if you plan on missing a day or you missed a
Yeah,
day, you can
that's
like
in a lot of those
go
like
back and like
fitness
freeze the
apps
streak,
and
and which defeats the purpose of the streak. But Duolingo knows that those streaks end up becoming a tether or like or a leash on the user.
that's a great word.
The
for it.
longer you go on your streak, you feel more accomplished. The more beholden you feel to the app.
Yeah, because every app wants to be part of your daily schedule. They want you to be logging in every day and start to actually like literally like feel it in your like your nerves, like your nervous system almost like needs to kind of check this app.
You do need to, Paul. Your 300-day streak is only impressive as long as you have it.
That's true, because if it's just like something in the past, then like you'll never reach it again.
Yeah, like if I had a 300-day streak on Duolingo, that means nothing if my current streak is 3.
That's true.
And it's only impressive as long as I keep building. I can't get to a 600-day streak if I break at 300. It'll be very difficult to do so. So Duolingo kind of has you in a chokehold. So Duolingo did do, this mother and her child a favor by reinstating the prison.
It is kind of funny, like, they were kind of like celebrating that this 10-year-old got his streak back, but also like it just means that he's kind of trapped in Duolingo hell again.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose, like you said, I mean, if he's 10, he's probably actually learning. Like, he's young enough that this probably is helping him like learn a new language. Sounds like people kind of had mixed thoughts.
The exchange exploded to over 6 million views and over 45,000 likes, with commenters flooding the thread with memes about the famously persistent owl and debates about whether streaks should be earned or gifted. The conversation invited other users who shared their own streak loss horror stories, while some argued that handing out streak repairs undermined the whole point and turned a year of discipline into a participation trophy. A few defenders fired back that a hospitalized child deserved a break and that the gesture cost nobody anything. Duolingo fended off the haters and doubled down on the goodwill by confirming it had restored the 301-day streak and tossed in some gems and a streak shield too.
There's a streak shield?
Yes. So if you have the shield, it will protect your streak if you miss a day. The boy who had joined the app back in 2020, according to his mother's follow-up, was reportedly over the moon. And isn't that all that really matters?
Oh my goodness. They've really, well, first of all, do you think that the kid deserved his streak to be saved? What do you think? Yay, nay? You're Duolingo. You saving it or not?
I think we should have broken that 10-year-old's heart.
Monster.
No, I'm telling you, it's freeing. You gotta.
I think
because now who knows how long they're gonna go for before they finally have a mental breakdown behind this stupid thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just like the regular kind of passerby human in me says, like, sure, whatever, give the kid a streak back. Who cares? It's a stupid fucking app. Part of me is like, I'm kind of with you though. When I inspect deeper, I think yeah, break the streak. Like, if that's a moment for him to kind of like wake up, like come up for air from this whole thing, that's probably for the best, because people get really addicted to things. And like when I heard you say the fucking gems and a streak shield.
Streak shield, baby.
Like, they've completely gamified this.
Which it's been a game for a long time.
It's been a game for a long time. And I don't know, maybe as I get older, I get more and more apprehensive about any like sort of digital platform or app that's like kind of just asking you to just to become a part of like your schedule. Like come back and like, just it's gamified. There's an algorithm. I remember a long time ago, this is a bit of a tangent, when Apple first introduced their Apple Card. This was like a credit card from Apple.
Oh, okay. I now remember this story.
Yeah, you remember this little story. And the controversy was that the app that you had on your phone, like keep track of your credit and your spending and all that, gamified it by it had colors, like pretty little colors that would change. So when you spend this much money, it goes from green to yellow to orange to red or whatever, and all this stuff. And some people were really critical of the idea of quite literally gamifying your finances, because that just seems a little bit dangerous.
Spend more. You want to be a gold member?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Stuff like that always kind of has me thinking it'd be better to rip that Band-Aid off early and be you missed a day, you lose your streak. Who cares? It's okay to not open this app. for a day.
It's fine. I mean, because if Duolingo is actually bringing value to that boy's life, then was it a boy? I don't know.
It sounds like a
child to that child's life. Then
there's no reason they can't still.
They can still use it. You don't need a 300-day streak to get value out of Duolingo. But what those streaks do, oh, I hate saying do. Oh well. But what those streaks do, in fact, they can get you into the habit of using an app that you're not getting value out of.
Yeah,
I know people who've used Duolingo for like not 300 days, but for 30, 40, 50 days, and they know their like knowledge of that language is no better than what it was before they started. Because it's not, Duolingo won't teach you a language. Duolingo opens the door for you to learn a language. You have to take the next step into learning a language, and there's no amount of day streaks that are going to make you proficient in a language. You got to go out and use it. You got to consume media that uses it and not just little flashcard games.
New study reveals why smiling at dogs is good for them. So I brought this story as just kind of a fun little, another decompressor.
I think of smiling at dogs. I think about that one toothpaste commercial where like they brush the dog's teeth and he smiles.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'm a dog lover. I don't know if people know this, but
not in a weird way.
Not like, yeah, nothing weird, but like, I mean, I really like dogs. I like just many different breeds of dogs. I just think they're wonderful animals. They're very loyal and they're very nice. Well, anyway, smiling at a dog can have a similar effect on its brain to food, praise, or seeing someone familiar. Researchers at the University of Vienna found that dogs showed increased activity in a reward-related area of the brain when they were shown happy human faces. The study tested 14 dogs using brain scans while they viewed people displaying different emotions. Mm-hmm. The researchers found that positive expressions produced a distinct response that was not triggered by anger, fear, or sadness. And that suggests dogs do not simply recognize changes in human facial expressions, but may actually assign positive value to seeing someone smile. So, yeah, it's kind of, I think just smiling at dogs is sort of I guess like a rewarding, meaningful
Of course,
experience.
The dog has to have seen smiling faces before.
That's probably true.
Never seen a smile before. They won't know to be excited by it.
They say, though, that this does work even if it's strangers. So even if it's like, this finding suggests that happy faces, even those are strangers, have a positive value for dogs. So the dogs were also able to separate happy expressions from negative ones, although researchers found no evidence that could reliably distinguish between individual negative emotions.
Oh, that's fair. That one's fair.
So that was just a cute one. You know, if you have a dog, smile at it. I'm sure you do. But also, if you see like someone walking a dog or something.
I don't know why I just had this cartoonish vision of like three dogs just kind of on the side of the street as a lady walks by. Like, you should smile more, honey.
Oh yeah, I will say I smile at pretty much every dog I see. Like usually or I'll smile at them.
I'll just be handing out these smiles for free.
I'm helping their brain chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's my feel good story. You got one? What do you have?
So I have a food-related one.
Oh.
Or at least what passes for food, technically.
Okay. What's that mean?
So Diet Coke and Mountain Dew. You've heard of these, yes?
Yeah, I have.
And look, I don't know why specifically Diet Coke and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Couldn't be normal Coke.
Normal Coke.
Well, they've been transformed into soft-serve ice cream.
Ooh.
And soda lovers are desperate to get their hands on a cone.
Me too.
So Charlie's Ice Cream in Camillus, New York. Camillus? I've never heard that name before.
For some reason, I think of Camelot. In Camelot, New York.
I don't think Camelot was in New York. But they unveiled the surprising flavors in an Instagram post on August 3rd. They said, yes, you're seeing this right. Diet Coke soft serve. Mountain Dew soft serve. Tag your favorite soda lovers.
Well, that's fun. I would try these, I think. Like, they look good.
It says the Mountain Dew version combines Mountain Dew soft serve with the citrus soda, while the Diet Coke float pairs Diet Coke soft serve with the drink that inspired it. So you can kind of get a Diet Coke float and a Dew float.
Yeah, the unusual flavors have already won over customers, with one Diet Coke fan confirming the frozen version lives up to the hype. Love me a Diet Coke, so tried it and it did not disappoint. Very good, they wrote.
Sounds like a serial killer to me, but to each their own.
Oh, you don't think you would drink these?
So first off, I think people who specifically like Diet Coke need help.
What does that mean? What's wrong with
Diet Coke is objectively worse than Coke and also worse than Coke Zero. I think the only reason to drink a Diet Coke over like a Coke Zero is like the types of like sugar substitutes they use.
I was gonna say, I was always confused that they didn't. What's the difference with Diet Coke and Coke Zero? Why don't
they use different sugar substitutes?
Why not just turn them into the same thing? Like, why not?
Because there are technically serial killers out there who specifically like Diet Coke.
I would definitely try I think I would try the Mountain Dew one first because like the citrusiness seems like that'd be good in an ice cream.
I feel like that goes over better with ice cream than a Diet Coke, which just rancid soda water.
I'm scrolling to the bottom of this, by the way, and I see that Quick Trip, the gas station's Quick Trip, is selling Mountain Dew donuts, and fans are already hunting them down. Do you see? I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I'm seeing that too. You kind of stun locked me for a second.
Yeah, there's Mountain Dew flavored donuts.
Okay, yeah, that's real. That is a real thing.
It looks pretty good. Like, honestly.
Does it? Do green donuts look pretty good to you?
I guess it depends on what it's like when you bite in, but like if it's just like kind of a green food coloring thing, I don't really mind that.
My stomach was upset today, and I could have sworn I saw one of those in the toilet.
Well, I also have a food story to lead us out on, and then we'll call it a wrap. Domino's, like Domino's Pizza.
Is there another?
Maybe. There's like the actual Domino's you can play with.
Okay.
Which is the inspiration for their newest pizza. Domino's is finally releasing a Domino pizza after 65 years. So Domino's has spent decades selling pizzas, but the chain has somehow never offered one that's actually designed to resemble the game piece it was named after. That's finally changing with them announcing a new personal pizza called the Domino. It's a Detroit-style pizza that's shaped like the company's iconic logo and cut into 2 large slices. Unlike a traditional pizza intended for sharing, it's made for one person and can be customized without having to compromise with friends and family. You see the picture of it?
Yes.
What do you think? You want one of these?
It's a rectangular pizza.
Yeah. But
I want it as much as I want any other Domino's pizza because it's a Domino's pizza.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're probably trying to market this as like a bigger deal than it is, like given that it's like
it's a personal
a new shape
Domino's
of a personal pizza.
That's the long and short of it. I mean, if you like Domino's pizza, there's no reason you won't like this, and if you don't like Domino's pizza, then you probably won't like this. I do think they should have maybe tried to emulate a Domino piece with the placement of pepperoni. Maybe then.
Well, yeah, but it can be anything you want, so like it might not.
And see, that's the problem. They did not go all the way in. All of the Domino pizzas should have been only available as pepperoni.
I'm not
with a red sauce on the right and a blue sauce on the left.
So this is launching on August 31st, they say. And I'm not going to lie. I would like to have my own personal Domino's pizza.
No, I'm pretty sure they already offer personal pizzas, so you could get one.
They probably
right
do,
now.
but they're probably circular, and it can't be circular because that's not.
I don't think that makes a huge difference in the eating experience.
The Domino is so mouthwatering that we gave it our name. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, you can purchase a 2-topping Domino for $6.99 as part of the chain's mix and match deal when ordering at least 2 eligible items. So yeah, you get a Domino pizza. You gonna get one?
No.
Okay.
I don't go out my way to get Domino. I don't even dislike Domino's. I just don't go out my way to get Domino's. So I don't think I'm going out my way to get a Domino personal pizza. That's not on my bingo book.
I will go out of my way and try to get one. I remember we tried to get the, I don't know if we talked about it on this podcast. We got the steak nuggets from Arby's.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
Yeah, they weren't great.
No,
well, they were all right, but I remember the customer service was so bad that like it made me not want to go back anyway.
Their steak nuggets weren't even they weren't even like
they weren't good.
They
I
were
will
just
say that.
They existed and they were chewy.
Yeah, they were food that you could eat, I guess.
By definition of food, I get, yeah.
Well, I guess that's brings it to a close for this week's episode of
The Pod of Greed.
If all goes well, next week we'll have a slightly new look for the pod. And it's exciting.
I gotta somehow get it through the door.
I've somehow ordered something.
I might make sure you do it.
You'll help, I'm sure. Right. Anyway, that's gonna be it. We hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I don't know what I was trying to say just then. But we hope that you guys enjoyed this one and do all the nice usual things, yeah?
Yep. Like, comment, share, hype.
5-star, all of it. Cool. Well, I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
Pass turn.